Okay. Um, it's September 28th. It's currently 11:50 p.m. in the evening. And quick update. So earlier today, I made a video regarding me, having a great day, and it's just it started all nice and stuff. And I actually did enjoy my day, and I spent most of it, being alone. And I just played games up until 2 p.m. or 1 p.m. rather. And then I cooked brunch, I ate, and I fell asleep. Woke up around 3 and I relapsed. I resorted to my unhealthy coping mechanism again, but I was aware of why I was doing that. I don't know really what's. It's probably because I just want to do something. I'm kind of bored. I didn't want to read. I didn't want to be productive. I didn't even fold my clothes and stuff. Um, Obviously, I could have done any good stuff. I could have done positive dopamine, rewarding things, but you know, I just slept. Around 3 p.m. I slept again and woke up at 7 and decided to play games up until right now. And so yeah, it's not really productive day. Obviously, I've got a lot to do tomorrow. I've got to start Monday with lots of things to do. First, I got to do some assessments and some homework, and got to deal with all that stuff. Uh, yeah, my feet still hurts. I doubt that I'll be able to walk tomorrow, but I gotta man it up because that is what makes me stronger. Moving forward, even though everything hurts. I don't look as radiant when I recorded a video earlier today because probably I'm tired. Also, I invented a new sleeping technique. This is what I call cocoon sleeping. So basically, it's not really a technique or something, it's just my way of sleeping. Basically, you get a blanket and you just cover yourself up like a sleeping bag so tight. You're like a cocoon. And I feel like a child, feel like a child sleeping, smothered all over with all cushions and softness. I like it. I sleep better with that. Yeah, not much update today or tonight rather. I just want to record a video, and although this day started great, it didn't end the most ideal way because if you would ask me what's my ideal way of ending the day, well, recounting all the good things that I've done, which is none except run. Wow, what a rhyme. And so I'm not really going to be mad about it or going to be frustrated, going to be disappointed because I realized that not all days have to be good. It doesn't have to be, you know, starting good, ending good. It doesn't have to be starting bad, ending bad. Sometimes you just start good and then bad and the other way around. And that's just how life goes. Every day is not meant to be consistent. And if it does, if you get one of those chances or times that, hey, this day is good and it ends good, well, you're in it. Be thankful and be appreciative of what you got. And also at the same time, when you get a bad day and it ended as either bad or worse, I guess just be appreciative. I mean, it's so hard to say this. It's easier said than done. Um, it's hard to be appreciative, but just appreciate that the day is ending and you're still there and you're still alive, and what matters is that you are still alive and well and kicking. And if you are not well, at least you are conscious as of the moment that you are thinking about it. And if you are watching this video and if your day ended not so great or not so ideal, well, just want to let you know that it doesn't have to end. It doesn't have to be all good. Not every day is going to be good. Not every day is going to be ideal. Actually, if you'd ask me, I prefer days that are bad. Because if you would give me a ratio, or if you would ask me what ratio of days, I'd say I'd be happy about having 5 bad days out of 7, 5 days, and the remaining 2 days, which is, I don't really have a specific day, or not like Monday, Tuesday, it's any day of the week. Well, if you have 2 days of good things, well, I think that is great because the more bad things that happen in your life, the more you'll be appreciative of the good ones. And I'm thinking, this is probably what happened between, not just the previous relationships, but between all of my relationships, you know. Um, Sometimes relationship ends because one bad thing leads to another, and, people just kind of sink into the feeling that the saying, you'll always find what you're looking for. I think that's what happens when a relationship fails. Or, I mean, I don't really know much, so I don't think I have the right to say this, but you'll always find what you're looking for. And, when the bad outweighs the good, you'll always find the bad on the things that you see. When something bad happens, you'll just see all the negative stuff and all the bad stuff around you, and you'll just lose your focus and rationality. And I guess that's what happens when, a person just gets stressed out too much. I think that's what happened with me as well. When I messed up my chance with Ashley, I tend to overthink a lot about if I'm good enough for her, or if I'm, if there are things that I need fixing. And I was aware of this, but I didn't act on it because I was stressed emotionally. And so I was thinking, you know, uh, maybe I'm not good enough. And so I did attracted that kind, or I did manifest that outcome. I'm not good enough. I'm emotionally immature. I am just all over the place. And I guess I found what I'm looking for. It's not really something that I'm looking for. It's just I manifested that so much. The attitude of being immature, and, I'm not good enough for her, and trying to correct all the things that I see, and every action that I make, I feel like I always make a mistake, which is why it probably failed. I fumbled so bad. But, I think it's really a common thing to fumble. A 10 out of 10 person. Um, I really can't do anything about it. It's out of my control. I fumbled Ashley, and now she's gone. I don't really have the opportunity to try again, let alone talk to her again. At some point, yeah, at the back of my mind, I think, hey, what if I let the time pass, and, I talk to her again a few months or a few years, maybe we can try again. But like I said, I always say, what's the point of all the words that have been said? What's the point of separation, and the farewells and the goodbyes, if you're just gonna be back together? And I mean, there wasn't even us to begin with. But yeah, there's really no point of that happening, because if it had been perfect, which is not gonna be always perfect, but if it had been, if it worked, then it wouldn't have to be like this. Maybe God just I don't know if God is just teasing with me, or just, teaching me a lesson. Maybe both. Maybe he's just telling me, hey, stupid ass. I mean, God wouldn't really say that to me, but, I just like to have fun with God. And God is, well, Some of you might be mad about this or be, I don't know what you will call, but for me, God, we I want to treat my relationship with God as like a friend, best friend, a father, a mother. He's all of the things that I need in my life. He's all of the relationships that I need. And I don't know if you guys could agree to this, but for me, I feel closer with God whenever I think of him as someone, well, comfortable to talk with. And the only way I feel comfortable to talk with him is through seeing him in all different aspects of, hey God, I need a friend to have fun with, or I need someone to spend time with. And he's all the roles that I need, and he's just probably the only thing that we all need. But like I said, I'm not a super religious person, so if I said anything wrong here, I might be, you know, in trouble. But really, that's just how I see things. Please don't blame me for that. I love God. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. Back into the relationship thing. What was I saying? Oh, it was about something White failed, right? Well, yeah. What's the point of all the things happening if we're just gonna get back together? I'm sure there can be closure, and you can still be friends and or acquaintances and whatnot. I don't know. Some people might not agree to that because they had a bad breakup or they had a bad ending with that previous relationship. So I totally agree with that. It doesn't. Not everyone has to be your friend. Not everyone has to be your acquaintance. But what if we all want a good ending in our lives? I don't think failures in relationship are rooted from wanting to hurt people. This is my take. If you guys don't like this take, then don't even listen to me at all. I don't care. But this is my take. This was said by one of the woman I liked before. She said that she believes neither of us wanted to hurt one another, or neither of us had the intention to hurt one another. It just happens that we had a miscommunication and we had mismatched intentions and we had a lot of differences in values, and we just didn't work out, but we did try to work. And I think the beauty of argument is that, the reason why two people are arguing is because at some point they tried to work things out. And when it ends, that just means that you guys are not compatible, or it's just that it doesn't really, you're not meant for that person, or that person is not meant for your life, and that it's just really not gonna work out no matter how you try. And so the best thing that we see these happenings, how do you rephrase this? My English is bad. The best way for us to look at these things is look at the past with kindness. This is how she said it. Look at the past with kindness. And I truly believe that. I honestly believe that. I value that from her. I admire that she knows that neither one of us wanted or had the intention to hurt one another. And I guess right now, just thinking about it makes me a little bit comfortable. Just thinking about that between me and Ashley, she and I tried to work things out. She tried to understand me, where I am coming from, and me, I did my best to correct what I think was wrong. And I was just really not a good person. I mean, not a good person, but not, well, I'm really not enough. I wasn't ready, and I'm not ready for a relationship yet, and that's how I see it. And yeah, I think this video, instead of being an update, I think I'll title this video something else, because I think I've said pretty good words here. But yeah, I guess that's it. I don't want to add anything anymore. I kind of want to watch YouTube until I fall asleep, and maybe just, I don't know. But yeah, that's it. Keep that in mind, guys. Every day is not meant to be a good day, and the reasons why a relationship fails is probably because we both try to work out, but just doesn't really work out. And remember, you didn't intend to hurt another one, and I'd like to keep that in mind for myself. That's it. Bye bye.